You see, the real trick is you have to relax your eye. Kyle Dole, thank you very much for sparking this conversation. I was on Facebook not too long ago, and Kyle asked, what was the first thing you bought at the Silver City Galleria when it opened? I have absolutely no idea. Like, my memory doesn't work that way. Like, I remember things, but I don't remember stuff like that. I wish I did. Like, I'd love to be able to be like, oh, it was this. But I'm amazed that you could, like, anybody could remember that. Like, I don't know. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. I remember going in the pet store. Yeah, I have no idea. But he mentioned, and this this has been played out, especially on, like, Mallrats, the Magic Eye pictures. If you're not familiar with them, there are these pattern pictures. You look at it and it doesn't really look like anything. It just looks like somebody, like, scrambled up a bunch of pixelation and noise and just threw it up there and called it the dinosaur or the spaceship or the schooner. Anywho, I remember they had them at the Taunton Mall, but I'm fairly certain that this incident happened in Swansea. I really like the Swansea Mall. I don't know what it was about it. It just held a little special place in my heart. Maybe it was like the first mall I really remember going to when I was a kid. Or major mall, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't even feel like the Taunton Mall was anywhere in league with the Swansea Mall. Swansea Mall had KB Toys, and it had a food court, and our mall was like, it had a restaurant, a Rite Aid, a Bradley's, a Stop and Shop. The arcade wasn't bad, and there was a music store in there for a while, but I digress. What I'm trying to say is that we hung out at Swansea Mall. Most of the time, it was me, Corey, and Dave Matthews. And we would go to, not Goodwill, Salvation Army, because Mondays were the 50-cent day on certain color tags. We'd hit the geek stores, because there was two of them at the time. I mean, I remember back in the day when you could find geek stores left and right. Now it's just like collector stores and comic book stores are getting more and more rare, and it really breaks my heart a little. I might cry. Not right now, but sometime. Like if I stub my toe, or somebody dies, I know. But this particular, if I'm remembering this right, which I'm probably not, it was me and Corey, I know that, and Sean Dennison. I'm fairly certain Rob Burnt was there, too. And we were walking around the Swansea Mall. It was getting late one night. I think there was like 2 geek stores at the mall at the time. I'm fairly certain. Kyle. But nonetheless, that's not important. Sean Dennison, I had no problem seeing these. I know you all hate me right now. I can feel your hate swelling. Give into it. No, I can feel the daggers just... But I could. Like, I know you think it's a fraud. Some people are just lying, but there really is. I had a T-Rex one. No, it was a shark. It was like a great white shark and a treasure chest and a sunken ship in the back. I don't know where I got it from because I don't think I bought it. I bought one for Sean Dennison because of this story. Sean Dennison, if you don't know him, look him up on Facebook. He's a friend of mine. It doesn't really matter, but if you see his face, you might recognize him. He couldn't see them. And, like, I'm pretty sure I, Corey, and Rob had no problem. Some of us, it took a little bit longer. But with me, like, I'm not going to tell you what to do. Because you're just going to punch me next time you see me. I was able to see them using certain techniques that will go unsaid at the moment. But it was really easy for me to see them. And so it was exciting when other people could see them and see, like, I told you, see it? Look, you see the spaceship? Yeah. And the astronaut, he's floating in space? Yeah. I told you he's there. But Sean just had a hard time. I mean, this is like 6-9 months, a year. Maybe the trend was even dying at the time. But we left him there, and then we said we're just going to go down to the geek shop one more time. I was probably going to buy a McFarlane figure or something like that. And when we came back, he was still there. And we were like, dude, we got to get going. Like, the mall's closing soon or something. I can't remember the story. But I remember, like, starting to walk away and hearing him say, I will never forget this. at the top of his lungs in the middle of the Swansea Mall. Pretty packed. I mean, it wasn't like Christmas season, but it was busy. Friday night or something. No, it was a Monday night, so it was probably dead. There was no one there. No. I remember people being around. Holy shit! He screamed at the top of his lungs. Holy shit! I saw his face light up. Like, I turned around and I was just like, wow, that is a man who's really excited about something right now. And he finally realized what it took to see them. I'm serious. There's a way. There really is. Reach out with your inner feelings. Use the Force. I want to talk about that a little bit, the Force. Not necessarily the Force, but let me just finish this picture story. Something in my mouth. Oh, I saw a weird spider on me today. I brushed it off, but it was teeny. It was like, less than a quarter of an inch, and it was all white. I've never seen anything like it. I brushed it off, and I don't know where it went, but it freaked me out a little bit. I don't know what it was. I remember just feeling overjoyed, and I felt elation, and I'm sure he felt relief, and like it was just one of those moments, like kind of like in Mallrats, where I believe he finally sees it at the end or after the credits or something like that. No one was even mad at him. I remember, like, because that was a thing. You know what I mean? Like, people, when they finally saw it, there was a holy shit moment. Like, holy shit. Or, like, now I get it. You know what I mean? Like, that epiphany moment when you finally reach the top of K2 and you're like, I did it. Even though you did nothing but stare at a picture. Just gotta relax your eyes a little bit. Just look beyond the photo. Look into your reflection. That's the best way, I'd say. My theory is look at your reflection and forget about everything else, and all of a sudden you see movement, and all of a sudden it's just like, oh, there it is. See what Kyle's comment is on my latest update. After I said the first thing I thought was the Magic Eye Schooner poster. Mary H. O'Connell. I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever met you. I hope you watch these, because I think people who can say that to somebody they don't know is my kind of person. But she says, you son of a bitch. And then I tell briefly the story I just told you on here. Kyle says, Sean, a.k.a. Mallrat, he was always there. He must have moved on to a better mall. Actually, what happened to Sean was... I don't want to say too much, because it's his business. It's not my business. He's a happy man. He loves the Jesus. Really loves the Jesus. And that's good for him, man. I got no problem with that. If that's your thing. It's just... I don't want to turn this into something else. I just want to make this happy. So Sean Dennison, yeah, he was always at the mall. Before we had cars, we were taking buses. Then the old Pontiac, oh, we scored when I started driving, because me and Corey and Dave Melanson and whoever else was there at the time would pile in my car and we'd go to the mall. And I remember days, 8 hours a day being there, not working there, just being there. Malls are a funny thing like that when you're a kid. Like, it's such a waste of time, though. Like, all what I could have been doing other than just hanging out at the mall. It was fun, though. Whatever. You're a kid. When you're a kid, you're just gonna live forever. I am super jealous right now, too. I ordered a webcam for my work. I'm gonna start doing book reviews. I don't know if you saw the video I posted earlier. I do shit like that at work all the time. Get me on the intercom, and I'm making people laugh and smile. That's what I'm all about these days, is making people at least smile, even if they're not laughing. Because I'm not a very funny guy, but today it was. I made the announcement. Attention Gibbons customers, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. I did it a few times. Sometimes I'll be like, attention Gibbons customers and Drowsy Poet customers, if there's a John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt in the store, could you come to the front counter at this time? That's my name, too. That's one of my favorite ones. That always gets a little giggle here and there. I don't think a lot of people in the South know about John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, though. I am a big fan of that song. And the song that never ends. I'm not going to start it, because God only knows where that could go, huh? yeah, so that was it was a fun day, and I remember I think the security wasn't too far away from us, and I remember seeing him smile like he'd probably seen this happen before. Swansea Mall used to have that fountain in the middle before the food court, I believe. That was pretty cool. You throw pennies in. Why? I don't know. I used to reach in and grab the quarters. What a roll. What a scoundrel. Loner. Rebel. Dottie. Let's talk about the Force. Let's talk about magic powers. Sounds good to me, huh? Like the magic eye. There are things that people can do in this world that don't go noticed, but they happen. They do happen. I've borne witness to it on several occasions, and it's not, I'm not saying it's a spiritual thing. I don't know what it is, but I've seen people divine water. I've heard stories about people who lived up in the hills. This is no joke. We went to go look at a house in Independence, Virginia, which is in Galax County, or I can't remember what the county, maybe it's Independence, I don't know, Grayson County. And it's like a lot further south. It's probably about another hour and a half south of here, southwest of here. And there's nothing going on there. Beautiful house. Well, not a beautiful house we looked at, but a house, interesting house with 11 acres of land. And the guy that brought us out there said, I have to disclose this. This used to be my house, or it is my house, I think. But he had no problem with us, like, not being interested in it. It was a cool house, really cool house. Big open house, no basement though, which we needed. Ring, come off! Oh my god. It's my fat fingers and my fat face, my fat fucking face. It reminds me of Paul Lorenzo. Oh my god, that hurt so bad. Oh. Jeez Louise, it was hot today too. I'm gonna have to either cut my fingers or, I don't know, do something. Liposuction? Can you get just liposuction on your fingers? Look at that. That's boo-boo. That's a boo-boo. Magic power. Divining. I've seen people take a stick, a piece of straw, and find a well and be accurate and dig a well there. I mean, not personally dig the well, but finding out that there was a well. I also heard another story the other day with Sylvia, who I work with. Her husband divined. He was able to divine where water was and did it on 3 occasions that she saw. And this is coming from people of faith. Like, I'm sure they interpret it as faith, but I can interpret it as something else, because I know people who have nothing to do with any religion that are able to do things like that. I mean, not personally now in my life. It's not like I'm like, oh, I know hundreds of people with magic powers. Yeah, that sounds crazy, doesn't it? But there are those things, and these people that live up in the hills, the mother always passed it on, and it always skipped a generation. And they were told that if anybody was injured in a fire or got burned or anything like that, to call them, because they could take the burn out of it. I'm not sure exactly what that means. I assume it's take the pain away from it, but the burn will still be there. And I've read about stuff since then about that, and like, apparently that really happens. You know, I mean, how do you deny stuff like that? Like, or how do you interpret it? Do you think it's just a evolutionary thing? Is it a supernatural power? Is it a spiritual power? Is it I don't know. Like, I can't explain it because I don't know. But I've seen divining work. And so, I mean, maybe they got lucky. But I don't know. I'm just saying that, like, out of all of that, I haven't seen a lot of things that I couldn't explain or something like that. But that was one of them. That was interesting. And stuff like that, you hear about it every now and again, and you think, oh yeah, whatever. But, like, I think... Alright, here's an interesting thing. A lot of people assume that we have this big brain and we only use 10% of it. That's not true. We use 100% of our brain. This isn't a theory. This is some kind of urban legend that started. We use 100% of our brain. If you hook up our brain to a machine and can view it, when we process different things, they process in different parts of the brain. Just Google it and stuff. But it's one that I said for years. Oh, we only use 10% of our brain. There must be super people out there with superpowers or something. But that's not true. We do use 100% of our brain. We really do. We're not like, no. I mean, that's not how your body works. That's not how evolution works. You evolve. You, you know, but we have a brain. We've always used 100% of our brain, no matter how big or small it is. Yeah, so I didn't have much more to say about that. But I wanted to bring it up because I feel like my family that's not religious has always had some little something. And I think a lot of that is, call me crazy, and I know in another video I called myself 1/8 elf or 1/4 elf or something, but my great-grandmother Green, who was on my mother's side of the family, swore up and down that we had fey blood in us, and, and we were part elven. So, hey, I'm cool with that, because elves are cool. I love elves. Although I've grown to love dwarves, too. You know? You gotta love them all the races. You can't be racist against dwarves or elves. If anything, just maybe dark elves. Just kidding. Anywho, let's neuter this bitch and move on to the next video. I'm going to tell you about the D&D game I ran that brought multiple players to tears. That's right. We're going into the super nerd zone tonight. So come back, check out the next one. If you don't, do your best to make somebody smile tomorrow. You know, check out the video. I do shit like that all the time. I'm not saying that I'm better or cooler or anything like that, but I think that makes the world better. I do. I think the more people smiling out there, the better this world goes, you know? So let's make this world spin a little happier together, you and I. Yeah, and come back. I'm going to talk about some nerdy shit, some D&D stuff, and we're going to get into it. I may roll some D20s. Where's my goddamn dice? I got to go find my dice. You come right back. I tried to click it. I missed it. I always wonder what I should do, like if I should do and cut it, or if I should say, all right, have a great night. Cut it. Or I should smile at the end. It's one of those things, like, nothing is ever scripted. I write an idea down, and then I just run with it. And sometimes I strike gold, and other times I foul tip into the pitcher's, or the catcher's glove. Some sports reference jokes. Anywho, I'll be back in just a moment. So if you want to check out the next one, great. If not, then I'll catch you later on down the line. Oh, I had a new... I did have one more thing I wanted to... Just real quick here. What was it? No, I emailed it to myself. I emailed myself something that sometimes just stuff pops into my head. What do we got here? Kyle Dole, is he up there? You got something to say? Mary O'Connell. I feel like I might as well be friends with these people, because there's so many people that I'm on Facebook that are friends with that we're constantly posting on each other's friend sites that it's just a matter of time before. It's cool. I feel a little bit closer to home friending people that I haven't gotten to know or wasn't super close with. What the ISIS mobile wallet? Jesus. I don't want that. We were trying to play D&D on... Well, this will lead into the next video. We're going to try to play D&D one night over the next 3 weekends. But, oh shit. Ken is unable to work all of them except for one Friday night, I think. But that's my friend Jim, who I'm working on my secret project with. It's his 25th wedding anniversary with Karen. So Sam, our friend that plays with us, said, "Where's your priorities, Jim Castanis?" But he didn't use a question mark at the end. Oh, Sam, you're a teacher. I guess he's making a statement, so an exclamation point works. And Jim, in turn, replied, "I'm trying my best to convince her that the 25th year in the RPG anniversary is the 25th anniversary. The 25th anniversary is the RPG. If it works, we'll have to create her a character." That'd be fun. Do it. Nick, Chris, Jim, Karen, Sarah, any of you guys watching this? Dylan, probably not. I don't even know you. Eventually I'll meet you, I'm sure. Our families are, yo, we tight. Was that racist? If it was, I apologize. Oh yeah. This is often where the conversations go, my friends. Right down the turlet, as Corey would say. That went over like a fart in church. He would also say that. That always made me laugh. Oh man. I sent myself an email with what I felt was a real smart thing to say at the end of these. Or at the beginning of them. Or in the middle of them. There it is. Oh, I found it. Here's to a few more tomorrows. I'll catch you in the next one.